preamble since I'm starting a little later than usual, so let's just get right into it. And hey there, Mazin. Thank you very much for stopping into my humble stream. I figure I've been busy watching another stream tonight, and I didn't want to hijack the attention away from a friend who's been feeling lousy today, so he wanted to stream to de-stress, so I just didn't want to interrupt. So I waited up for about 30 minutes, and then OBS crashed on me, crashed my entire PC, and that is actually the second time this has happened within a rough span of a week. If it happens again, I'm going to really have to... I mean, I did a little diddling around with my Radeon settings, but I really hope it doesn't do that again, otherwise I'm going to have to, like, do some serious investigative work. And if the answer is I need a new graphics card already, I'm going to put a fucking axe to this thing. Because I don't think graphics cards are going to be available at a reasonable price at any point this goddamn year. Those scalpers. It's unbelievable, it really is. Oh, Nathan! Welcome in! Thank you for stopping into my stream. And, yeah, prior I played Mega Man 5 on this stream not too long ago, and then Mega Man 3 after that, so I'm going in reverse odd number order for absolutely no adequately explored reason. But yeah, Mega Man 1 is so weird by current standards. I mean, not just the 6 Robot Master thing, it's also, like, for one thing, you have points for some reason. There are no passwords, there are no E-tanks. Coding is, at times, a little sloppy. I don't think I've ever done those, like, eyeball platforms on Iceman stage fairly. I tried repeatedly fairly, and I swear I got glitched out of the very last platform that I could possibly... Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, no, this is the only Mega Man game that has actual points on it. The points don't matter for doodly squat, though. You don't get extra lives if you get so many of them. And yeah, it is the toughest of the Mega Man games. Fuck. Simply for the amenities that it lacks. I mean, no E-tanks is a pretty big deal breaker. And you only get one sort of platformy thingy to help you out with some of the gaps. Although it is very useful, to be fair. Bomberman's actually pretty easy, honestly. In my humble opinion. Yeah, if only I could have beat him without getting hit last time. And the arsenal in this game kind of isn't excellent. I mean, the Hyper Bomb just flat out sucks. It's way too slow to be practically used. Here, hang on, let me spread my link out a little farther. Yep, sorry about that. Just handling a little maintenance here. Yeah, I always went with Bomb Man first, but Cut Man's a decent first choice. At the least, he's one of the easier Robot Masters to beat without the required weapon for him. Also, I hated those bladers in Cut Man's level. That's the green grinning propellery guys. Also, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out the secret to these platforms as a kid. Until I realized, oh no, it's when the thingy below does the thing. But that is really weird for a platform. They were never that bizarre again. Oh wait, this stage has the bladers too. Well, then that's not an excuse that holds up. It's been a while since I played this, my memory's a little faulty. Although after you get past those platforms, Gutman's stage is actually pretty easy / short. Also, I'm using a different emulator, and ta-da! When the thingy does the thing. My controller is actually working now. So, before I was just using a keyboard, now I have a... Oh, come on, I was holding left and didn't allow me to do that. Uh-oh, big eye. Big iron. There we go. I mean, if nothing else, this is at least the shortest Mega Man game that you can play, so... Unless there are speedrun strats that make another one even shorter. Anyway, behold the suckiness of the Hyper Bomb. I mean, it's strong, and Gutsman is pretty slow, but... You know, if he jumps away from it, there's not much you can do. Also, you need... You know what? That actually went pretty well. That could have gone worse. I really can't tell whether Capcom or Konami had the better spread of games for the NES. Also, I always thought that Cutman's level looked like toothpaste gone wrong. I don't know, is toothpaste an accurate description for this rather borderline offensive color scheme? I remember when... Ooh, bonus life. I'll take it. I remember when Kochi dressed up as the multicolored man from a couple of A Tribe Called Quest albums, and then Homestar called him Evil Aquafresh, which I thought was pretty great. Yeah, both had solid lineups, so it is totally fair. And yes, the Hyper Bomb is the weapon that Gutsman is weak against. If he keeps jumping backwards, then that's definitely to your benefit. If he keeps jumping forwards, it's going to make it harder to avoid his rocks and to hit him, so you're kind of at the whimsy of the AI roulette on that one. Ow. All these worthless point pellets that don't do diddly-dick. And it's weird that these things are called Susies. I don't know, they don't really look like Susies, although that makes me wonder if this was like, some sort of... Oh, that was stupid. Some sort of weird translation thingy, I don't know. Ow. Me being hasty. Wow, lots of point pellets. That, again, do nothing, but I guess it's better than nothing? Well, it's still nothing. 0 times pellet is still 0. Gotta wait for this one to drop down. I want to say I give the slight edge to Konami in general, but, well, I don't know. Capcom still had some really good stuff going for them. I mean, Mega Man's my second favorite game series below Castlevania, so... I don't know, it's apples and oranges, really. Gotta watch out, you have zero spiking vulnerability in this game. You know what? We can use this. Uh-oh. Well, that was a shit idea. Oh well. Cutman shouldn't be too hard. Of course, I say that and watch him chop me up. I really have got to stop being so overconfident. Like, sometimes I declare something's going to be hard, and then it went a lot better than expected. Then usually whenever I declare something's going to be easy, something goes really haywire. But yeah, hopefully I can hit Cutman with both the blocks. If not, he shouldn't be too much of a pain to finish with the buster. Block 1. Block 2. Boom. Snippity snap. That's the way the game is played. Do-do-do-do-do. And now on to the very progenitor of not only the most frustrating, not just the most frustrating boss in the game, but the most frustrating stage as well. Although then again, I think Iceman might also be in contender for most frustrating stage. But, Elecman's is very annoying, as we all well know. Like, for example, I'm having trouble with this platform. God donut. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. Well, we give you a lot of room to maneuver on there. You might just be better off taking a hit and giving a climb. Buzz, buzz. Ba, 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 ba. Steve Perry. Oh god, no. Oh, not great, but I'm still on the screen at least. These watchers are pretty annoying. Ideally, hit them as soon as they appear. Oh! Well, I gotta drop down for that. I mean, I don't got to, but it's definitely in my benefit to do so, at least. Yep! It's the Yoku blocks. Their inaugural appearance. Actually, I think they show up in Iceman's stage too, but... and they're pretty infamous in both levels, but in Elecman's level, you can't just skip out of them because you don't have the magnet beam yet, because this is the stage where you get the magnet beam. Speaking of which, that seems to be a trap. I kind of don't want to risk it. I'm pretty sure I'd low overhit it if given the chance. Uh-oh. Hey there, Clade! Welcome in! Thank you for stopping into Sotenga's stream, and that is me, I'm Sotenga. I just decided to run a quick Mega Man 1 stream. I usually start at 10, but I was compelled to start at 11 instead, because I was watching another stream of Sega Master System games. That's really something I should get into. I should attempt to step out of my NES bubble if it can be helped. Anyway, that's the magnet beam. Not only is it helpful, but it turns out that it's absolutely mandatory. Because you can't beat Wily's first level if you don't have it. Well played, he's a 30-something loser who can't speak right or spell right. Stuck in buttfuck nowhere, and having to deal with inflation all around him. But I am feeling an odd, renewed sense of confidence currently. I better run with it, because I don't normally feel that. I don't know if it's confidence or hope, but it's something. Uh-oh. Okay, that was a stupid thing to do. Hey, Chuck! Thanks for the bit! Thanks for the bits, thanks for the cheer. Forfeit. Let's just try this again. Now, if I get squished by this big eye, I may very well lose. So it's a good thing I can kill him. That's not a turbo controller, that's pure me. Not to brag. Okay, maybe a little brag. Takes a little timing. Probably the most annoying tunnel way to the boss, and of course later games would ditch the tunnels being full of obstacles. Now, Luckman is very likely and liable to kill me in one hit. Let's see if I can prevent that. Happy trails to you until we meet again. I fucking hate Luckman. He's a dildo. Luckily, I got a few generous bonus lives, so let's just try this. Oh, god damn it. Indeed, Mr. Blue, and thank you for stopping in. Glad to see you around here. I admit, for older systems, I prefer wired controllers where I can get them. I don't know if that's due to authenticity or reliability, but it's just what I prefer. Man, that elect beam shreds off half your life! That's ridiculous! I think they really screwed up programming him, but at least he gives you the best weapon, if nothing else. And then next up is Iceman, who I always thought looked adorable as a youngin'. He's cute. Cute as a button. But, yeah, it might be intentional. Mazin, not just that, just simply the best weapon. It's big, it covers a lot of range, it's pretty quick, it does a lot of damage to everything. Of course, it's the only thing that can reliably take on the infamous Yellow Devil. There's almost always at least one weapon that's prized above all else in any given Mega Man game. For 2, that would be the Metal Blade. For 1, that's the Elect Beam. For 3... Oh yeah, Ice Physics. Blech. For 3... I'm not sure what it is for 3, but it sure is god fuck not the top spin, I can tell you that. I'm kind of partial to the needle cannon myself, but I don't know if it's necessarily more broken than any of the other weapons. Shoot. Hang on. Getting a little message on the side here. Give me a moment. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, why would robots be weak to metal? Also, these platforms suck. Don't indulge them. Just use the magnet beam. Trust me, you'll be a lot happier and you'll live longer. Now, a bonus life. Pretty easy to get. Just in case. I think I'm mostly done with the level, but I can still use those. Oh, no, wait, I'm not done with it. No, wait. I just got the big iron to deal with. Ooh, whoa, 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 that was close. Alrighty. And, you know, in Mega Man 3, I'm personally partial to the magnet missiles. They got a pretty good utility overall. In 4, the best weapon is definitely the Pharaoh Shot. And, that is the one that you need to eventually beat Wily. 5's weapon... 5 is definitely the gyro attack. Kinda by default, because a lot of the other weapons suck, and the gyro attack is at least competent. And in 6... 6 is probably the Silver Tomahawk, because it's quick, and it's able to hit things easily in front of you or above you. And, yeah, stages are pretty short. Gutsman's level's the shortest by far. I think Fireman's might actually be the longest, though. He has, he's got a bit of meat on his level, and that's why I usually save him for last. Although the Firestorm is a pretty useful weapon to have early, so if you can't beat him early, it might be in your benefit to do so. But, nah, I'm just taking the path that I always have known, so... But yeah, even the first Mega Man game had great music right out of the box. It's maybe a little primitive compared to other tracks, but, you know, for music on the NES, like Mega Man and Castlevania were challenging blips and bloops, being more competent than that. Yeah, because of those damn platforms, right, Clade? It took me a while too, don't feel bad. Looking for a Game Gear right now. I used to own a Game Gear with only 3 games. That was Sonic 1, Castle of Illusion, and Columns. The SMS Castle of Illusion's a great game, though. And I never beat Sonic 1 on the Game Gear / SMS somehow, but... Oh, shoot. Just missed it. Oh well, funny luck, I won't need it. Well, I guess you could potentially grind for lives if you wanted to, but... Sotenga trying to get Tax to hit him with that music talk. Now, I don't know how to logically avoid these things, so I'm just going to use the Magnet Beam. You must deplete all your double Yeah, that thing was a resource hog, but no, wait, you know what was a total battery hog? The SNES Super Scope. That thing. 6 of them, and they only last for, like, what, 2 hours? Although, those did last long enough for me to play actual copies of Battle Clash and Metal Combat. Beat them both, without dying, and that was an excellent time. I really, that was great. Those 2 games are by and far the best reason for the Super Scope's existence. Like, pretty much everything else comes up short. You know, Battle Clash would have been the perfect game to put on the Wii, and they just didn't do that. Anyway, I hate fighting Fireman. He's not as damaging as Electman, but fighting him's a real clusterfuck. Like, he just fires these waves so quickly that it more or less comes down to a war of attrition. So, yeah. That's how that goes. Yeah, Chuck, I love the Super Scope as well. Such a ridiculously clunky thing. No, Dyer, I intend to beat at least the other NES games, and maybe Mega Man 7 and 8 at some point. Besides, I started late tonight, and I wanted to play a game that was quick and that I knew I could beat in under an hour, so, here we are at Mega Man 1. I'm already on Dr. Wily's levels. Hey, lurker talk. It's cool to meet Chuck. Either or, sir. Anyway, here come the big eyes! Uh-oh. Nope, gotta do that again. Gotta do that again. Shit! Alright, fine, whatever. Actually, if you'll indulge a little trick... No, that's not it. Hang on. I gotta wait for a high jump. Ah, there we go. Ta-da! Pro strats! Mark just actually kill him. Doesn't look like it is. Shoot. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, this went very poorly. Don't do what I did. Well, I guess it could have gone worse. I could have died, but... Yeah... And then you're supposed to use the Ice Slasher for this part. Which, don't mean a thing if you don't got that swing, so to speak. Get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get... Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, fine. We'll start from the beginning. Okay, you can see what I have to do, I just have to do it right. Okay, there! That sucked. Man, I kind of want that. Because you're kind of almost dead. There we go. Now remember, the Magnet Beam is mandatory for beating this level. Try not to exhaust it here, but oh. That's also a little bit of a dick move. I'm not sure if that's worth it to go out of my way, but, oh boy. This level's a bit of a mess. It's an incredibly gimmicky level that requires you to make use of your, most of your weapons, which, I guess I can respect that somewhat from a design point. Later Mega Man games, I think for the most part, didn't really, force you to use your weapons so much to actually progress in a level. Haven't seen this far in years. It's been a while since I played myself. Anyway, here comes this fucking part. Yeah, you can see the seams. Alright, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, and we did that. And now it's time for everybody's favorite boss fight! I am probably going to die pretty quickly and expediently. But I will vow this to you. I can beat the Yellow Devil without using the pause trick. Of course, like I said, I expected to die there, but... You will want to equip the Elect Beam even if you're not using the pause trick. Molecule Man, Molecule Man. Okay, I'm not doing that bit again, don't worry. Okay, gotta double jump that one. Alright, here we go. Are you kidding me? It sailed right over him! God damn it! Oh, come on! Okay, third time's the fucking charm. Great, I just need to do that, like, I don't know, 10 more times or so. Oh. I don't think I'm winning on this one either. I could probably do it with the Buster, but honestly, I don't wanna. I'm having enough of a struggle with the Elect Beam as it is. And, I could die. God. Like, if we were to, like, put up a YouTube channel and... Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, he got his life down halfway, so I guess that's something. One more try without the pause trick. If I fail, then I'll just eat shit and concede. Now, I can beat the Yellow Devil without the pause trick. What I can't do is beat bosses 6 and 7 of Blaster Master without using that pause trick. Those bosses are monsters. Like, I don't think I've ever beaten them legitimately. They just soak up and deal way too much damage. It's terrible. Bottom. There we go. Yep, they kept the pause trick for most future releases of the game because it's a time-honored glitch, A, and B, they knew you'd probably need it. But as I don't need the 30 lives code to beat Contra, as you can see, I don't need the pause trick to beat the Yellow Devil. Granted, this probably isn't the most impressive thing that I can do with a video game, but... eh, I like to take a little pride in my, relatively on-par skills here. Anyway, Stage 2. Another very eye-searing color scheme like Cutman's level. God damn it! That blows. That's what I believe they call addictees in the industry. If they need those points, they need the extra life for, but we'll just roll with it. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, again, you can't use the super arm to beat Cutman, you just gotta use the Buster straight against him. Luckily, his relatively flat playfield here makes him pretty easy to dodge at a distance. Although, watch out for the backswing on the rolling cutter. Could almost use that health point, but I'm gonna pass. Okay. There we go. Just in case I need those. Oh yeah, right. Whew, got him. World War II. Yeah, something about this color scheme isn't too far off from Bionic Commando. That's a pretty fair comparison. Gotta do the skills. Just gotta jump around, jump up, get down. Oops. Oops. Okay, minor waste of my being, but, can't argue for the bonus life. And because I probably won't get much of a chance to use this thing, wow, what an utterly useless piece of shit. You know what, forget I did that. I'll just use the Firestone. There we go, that's much better. Oopsies. Yeah, I don't think I can beat the boss without taking an ouch here. But, that's okay. Ooh, well, okay, that gave me a bit more of a chance. This is giving me even more of a chance. These do not help. Useless pieces of crap. Anyway. I'd like to make a special trick. Was it the one color? I seem to recall there was a special trick for beating this boss, the infamous copy robot. I want to say you want to use the rolling cutter because that's easier to dodge than his Mega Buster, but that might be a total fabrication and it's not doing a great amount of damage anyway. I seem to remember there's a little bit of an AI roulette going into this battle. You'll want to hope that he doesn't jump towards you a lot. If he does, then the game hates you and you're going to lose. Oh, Elect Beam is his weakness. Because of course it is! Too bad I'm kind of low on it. Alright, I'll try it again with just the Buster. If that doesn't work, I might use the Elect Beam then. But then if I use the Elect Beam, so does he, and that's no good. Sometimes, though, he jumps backwards, and it's much easier to deal with. But now he just keeps jumping forwards, and that's making me nervous. Quit doing that. Quit doing that. Quit it. Quit it. Enough. Okay, thank you. No, no. Okay, yes. So as you can see, there's a little bit of an AI crapshoot going into the... Fucking douchebag. I never like losing that close, so, figure I'd get a little real there. Alright, well, after that stupid boss fight, we are on to the easiest stage in the game, this late in the game. I mean, seriously, this is barely even a stage. Whoopsies. Okay. So yeah. This is less a stage and more a totally tubular trip down the pipe, dude. Dyer, you saw what happened last time I tried that. It was a terrible idea that was not good for anybody, least of all me. God, fuck the top spin! Oh my god! It's just... Man, terrible. Hilarious, really. Hilarious in its terribleness. But, it didn't do me a shitty lick of good. Oops. Shoot. Anyway. I believe the name of this boss is CWU01P? Or something like that? Fuck if I know what that stands for. Anyway... Gotta save those blocks in the middle. We'll see. Okay. Now, we do this. We do this. And we do this. Ta-da! Stage over! Magnifique. The final stage isn't much longer, but you do have to end up fighting the previous 4 bosses that you didn't fight. And, the rematch with Gutsman really sucks because you don't have the raised plateau against him, so it's kind of a fight of attrition, but you gotta deal with the shitty Hyper Bomb if you want to take him out in a relatively short amount of time. Also, I'm pretty low on my weapons, but thankfully there's a fix to that if I can reach it. As you can see, he really likes Gutsman. He's got the mold already in process for it and everything. I mean, it's funny. Gutsman actually became kinda sorta a boss in Mega Man 2, and then again in Mega Man 7. Unbelievably enough. Anyway. You? Ah, yes, the Ishiki. I'm being a wuss here. I'm just gonna wait. There we go. There we go. And that restores everything. Ta-da! Let's see, who do I fight first? Might have been Fireman. No, it might be Bomb Man. I'm probably wrong. Let's see. Okay, it's Bomb Man. We'll need the Firestorm against him. Hey, don't sleep on the Firestorm if you can get it early. It's a damn good weapon. Might not be quite as omnipresent as the Elect Beam, but it's still one of the better ones in the game. Yeah, that's dire for ya. Anyway, here's Fireman's stupid bullshit method of attacking. And unlike future Mega Man games, you don't even get a power pellet after you beat them here. You just gotta... You don't even get any energy tanks, as you well know, so you just gotta roll with it as it is. I'm apparently a very trollable guy. I don't know if I should be flattered or not. Oops, too soon. Actually, this is easier to avoid than I thought. And the stupid idiot kept jumping backwards, so that really worked to my advantage. Hey, excellent! And now we're prepped to fight Dr. Wowie himself. Oh, you better master that Elect Beam. Actually, I don't need the Elect Beam for his first phase. Although I am pretty low on life, so I don't think I'm going to survive this, but I can at least use this to suss out his attack patterns. Although I think his pattern is just him shooting a lot of lobbing shots at you. Yes, two's the first one with E-tanks. Although you're only allowed to hold 4 rather than 9. Ow. Yeah, the Elect Beam really goes far in that phase. Anyway, let's do this for real. I have 2 lives to do so, and this will be considered a 1 credit clear if I can pull it off. I guess, as they say, this one is for all the marbles. Okay, there we go. Gotta zig and zag. Just zig and zag. There you go. Calculate those curved shots. Yeah, you know what? That is pretty wild to think about. You can help fake them if you manage to jump at the right time. Because they go towards where Mega Man is positioned. I remember that you have to do this in order to avoid in Dynamite Teddy in order to avoid a certain attack. And there we have it! Even from the first game, they had Wily begging for mercy. And it never gets old, no matter how much you see it. Hobomancer32! Welcome! Welcome to my stream. Welcome to Sotenga's stream, and I am Sotenga. Hey, thank you so much for stopping in. I probably should have advertised I was playing Mega Man. I'm still refiguring this Twitch thing out, but... Yes! 1 credit clear of Mega Man. Which, because of a lot of, like I said, a lot of amenities that later games are lacking, this is one of the harder games in the series. But also by that token, it is one of the shorter games as well, so... Like, for, like, when this game came out? 86, 87, somewhere around there? It looks kind of crude nowadays, but back then I can only imagine how advanced this looked to everybody. Not to mention, Mega Man and his normal rock form there, which is rarely seen, throughout the games. The hair especially... Yeah, 87, you're right, yes. His hair is especially a dead giveaway that this was supposed to be an Astro Boy game at some point. His design's almost a dead ringer. And of course, there's Roland Dr. Light, who you probably don't know about unless you've read the manual. But yeah, they had a lot of things ironed out from the beginning, as it turned out, so... Alrighty. Ah, very advanced for 87. Oh yes, definitely. It was just so vibrant, so dynamic. I mean, I was always impressed with the game myself, so... Anyway, that was my main focus for tonight, but I don't feel like logging off just yet, so what else can I play? Let's see what looks good here. Original Astro Boy game. Was there one for the... Oh yeah, it's not Astro Robo Sasa, is it? I might need a full title on this one. Because it's probably one of those games that, like, starts with weird Japanese word and that really throws off the search engine. Because I don't think it's Astro Robo Sasa, but I'm gonna bring that up anyway. No, this is definitely not it. Tetsuwan Atom, that's right. Well, we're here now, so I might as well at least play a little bit of Astro Robo Sasa. I'm not sure I'm familiar with this game, actually. Oh. So I have to work with these physics? Yikes. Oopsies. I forgot how fast the speed-up function was. It looks like I got killed by a cow. And... Okay, game over already. Well, that was a bizarre little diversion. Let's go on to Tetsuwan Atom. A very weird one indeed. Okay. So. Yes, this is an actual licensed Astro Boy game. It has the copyright of Tezuka Production on it. And it's by Konami, and it came a year after Mega Man, so you think it would actually be anywhere near decent. Unfortunately, Konami was just the publisher. They licensed this one out to someone who's definitely very inferior to Konami in programming talent. Dyer, who did they loan it out to, if you know? missing all these coins here. Wow! One hit kills me! That's great! That's absolutely great. Certainly. Just... It's my Chronics! Oh my god. Why did Konami ever team up with my Chronics? Weren't they from... Hadn't they at least played, like, the Athena port or something? Like, why? It's just... It boggles the mind. Konami, you are so... They are so beneath you. Oh god, I do not like this. They have a clear range advantage on me. Oh, Lord, this is terrible. This feels like bullshit in the worst way. We need a blackjack trauma center. That would be a pretty cool use of that license, yeah. Oh, maybe I should use this. I guess that's supposed to be some sort of hint, but I can't read Japanese. No one bothered to translate this game, so... Okay, so if they stop... Uh-oh. Please tell me there's like a double jump or a rocket or something I can use here. Select button's not working. Okay, I did that by holding down and pressing A. Was that the right thing to... No. No Bingus. Okay, he has jet boots. Do you know how to activate them? Or do I have to go back somewhere to uncover them? Because if this is one of those games where you have to punch every square inch of the play field just to unveil something. No, I'm holding jump and this is as far, and this is as high as it's getting me. Oh, lordy, I hate this. This is no good. No bueno, my friendo. Okay. Try A and B. Hobo, good suggestion, but that's not doing crap, I'm afraid. Okay, not select. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that glowy telephone. Maybe that has something I can use. Uh-oh. I have no idea what this does or what it's doing. Dire, that didn't help either. Okay, I died again. So yeah, if someone wants to suggest another game that isn't this, get me the hell out of here. Up. No, just simply tapping up's not working. Maybe I need to hold up more, maybe I need to crouch more. No, I held up. Maybe I need to be next to the wall. Maybe this is like the whirlwind cliff from whatchamacutlet from Castlevania 2. Okay. Just gonna knock him out. Alright. So, I've been holding up for like 5 seconds here, and it hasn't done anything. Seriously. A walkthrough said that. Did it tell me I needed to get something else from something earlier? You know what? Bullshit. I'm gonna go look this up. I feel like, I'm compelled to at least figure out this mystery. Tetsuwan Atom Famicom walkthrough. Hinotori! That's a much better suggestion. I'll see if I can at least figure this out. Jet. What? What? Are you fucking with me? How is... You know what? Let's move on. Let's just pretend this game doesn't exist. I am going somewhere else. Oh my fucking god. Anyway, here's something else based off of a Tezuka game that Konami actually developed this time. And, it's got a bit of a confusing structure. Oh no, Clay, don't nominate. Well, actually, you know what? Nominate it. Everyone else can suffer as much as I can. That's totally fair. That's cool. Really? Did I make the game look that appealing? Because I thought I made it look like complete dog shit. Oh, right. You place blocks down, like this. Okay. Yes, that's how it goes. Okay. I admittedly am not super familiar with this one. I haven't played it nearly enough. I dig the music, though. Ooh, I'm invincible. I can walk through shit. Ooh. Oops, that ran out. The protagonist jump kinda sucks, but I guess that's what the blocks are for to mitigate. Pretty sure Areno played this one on Game Center CX episode. Oh. Alright. So, I believe I am attacking the opponent with magic chisels. If anyone knows the story of Hinotori, because I know very little about it, feel free to write in. My knowledge of all anime and manga is, for the most part, shit. I know very little about anime. I even go so far as to claim the fact that I'm not a huge fan of Clade. Get out! Never say that again! Okay, you say it again, I'm gonna start singing Chug Jug with you. Got that? And then Dyer's gonna be completely lost because I'll look like a fucking idiot. We'll see if I debase myself to, ever streaming Fortnite, but, I don't know, maybe for an April Fool's stream or something? Well, that would mean I would have to install the game on here, and frankly, I'm not sure I'm up for that. Sounds like this is the same composer who did Getsu Fumaden's music. I could say directly below him, that might be worse. There we go! Nice. I guess, completing that painting is the goal of the game. Now, aren't there, like, some sort of hidden exits and hidden... There's, like, some hidden stuff that you have to find that's mandatory for beating the game? Or something like that? Ow. I like these guys' designs. That invincibility that allows you to walk through walls is so goddamn cool. Minotaur's story about some guy in a different game. This one is about a one-armed big-nosed guy trying to reassemble a painting. Weird. So, you're saying that this game has nothing to do with the actual manga? That's really bizarre if that's the case. Ah, shoot. My only bugbear is that you can't shoot while crouching, which leads to potentially uh-oh-y situations like this one. Unless there is a way to do that and I'm totally not getting it. There probably is. Oh, it's an anthology! Apparently, pressing select instantly kills you. Shit! Things I wish I knew before. Don't know what the purpose of that is, unless it's possible to get soft-locked somehow. That's a weird thing to program in the case. Oh, that makes you invincible. Okay. So, this is actually a Gaiden. Very strange indeed. I'm gonna have to look into this one. Ah, destructible blocks. Not really a boss, just a cavalcade of enemies. Not even really a cavalcade. Well, that was a little less ceremonious than last time, but nonetheless. Yeah, this game is actually legitimately cool. It's one I'd like to spend more time with. I don't think I'll be able to beat it tonight. It's already past midnight, so I see. But, yeah. Maybe do a little research to see if there's anything I really need to know about this game, and, give it a shot. It's not like heavy metal. Interesting comparison. A lot of stories with a common element. I see. Ah, that gives me one extra life point. One extra life space, rather. Interesting. Alrighty, Dyer. I may have to end the stream soon myself. Well, maybe one more game, I don't know, but we'll think about it. Thank you so much for stopping in. I will probably be on tomorrow. In the meantime, you take care, sir, and have a good night. This game is really cool. It's definitely giving me Bio Miracle Bokuti Upa vibes. That game came some years later, but I wonder if they're made by the same designer. Heavy Metal has... Ah! Right. Hinotori, is that some sort of, like, Japanese term for Phoenix? I guess it's a painting of the Phoenix that I'm reassembling. Or something like that. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm gleaning that just based on two, pieces of the thing, but uh-oh. Oh, some sort of rolling mummy man. I can't adequately jump over him. He can jump over me. Shit. Oh boy. Got him! Just in the nick. Ah, it literally means bird of fire. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Areno played this in Game Center CX. Did I say that already? I think I did. And I seem to remember that there were some non-linear and somewhat tricky and obscure elements to try and get to the actual ending of this game. So if there's a walkthrough out there, I probably should look it up. Got more blocks than I know what to do with. That's probably good. Oh, I ran out of life. Aw, Tezuka died working on this one. Damn, that sucks. When did he die exactly? Late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there? Uh-oh. Waterfalls in video games always make me nervous. They're never a good thing. Ah, 88 or 89. Yeah, that sounds about in line with things. Damn shame. Dude was a goddamn legend, to say the least. Like, what would anyone say is the greatest manga artist or manga creator to ever exist? Like, what would they say is like the, oh boy, that's a fearsome looking boss. And I got killed by a fish! God damn it. Told you, them waterfalls, they're no good. Okay, as long as they're not infinite, then I can deal with it. Huh, the pendant looked good. No idea what it did. Hey, let's see if we can roast this boss at least. I seem to be running low on life, though. Wait, is this all there is to this guy? If Oda sticks the landing. Wow, that was much easier than the last boss. Hell, the fish put up more of a fight. Ah, the One Piece guy. Right. Well, I suppose. I was thinking, who's a more classic artist? Like, well, Clayton, you know better about this than I would. I can't say for sure. Like, what Laurence Olivier is to acting, who would be to manga? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, Oda just doesn't seem old school enough. Toriyama! Yeah, probably Toriyama. That's a fair assessment. Okay, good. That's how I do that. He had range at some point, huh? Uh-oh. Wow. This boss is just... Wait, am I supposed to hit the boss, or am I... Ow! That didn't go very well. Alas, game over. Very cool game, though. I'd like to play this one more. I'd like to look into it and see how far I can get at some point. Yeah, that was rad. That was actually pretty rad. I feel I should start to wind down soon, but maybe one more game? If anyone has anything for the NES that they'd like to suggest. Something that'd make for a pretty quick and breezy play. If anything, or if I should just close it here. When he isn't drawing people, yeah, his alien designs are definitely cooler than his human designs. I can get behind that. When I'm thinking, I was maybe thinking a bit of Quarth. That's a pretty good chill game. Oh, Turtles 2. You know what? I can do that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Yeah, I'll see how far I can get out of one life. Not one life, one continue. Clade, I'll give you further agency. Which turtle should I be? Go ahead. Anyone will do. Ah, Graph. Gotcha. I would say I think Raphael is my favorite of the Turtles, too. He's the one who usually gets the most growth in any given adaptation. Oh, I got some major delay. Oh, that sucks. That's very possible. Oh well. I gotta roll with it. Maybe that's something I need to work on. I'm just glad OBS is working because the damn thing just went busto on me when I tried to open this up around 10:30. That sucked. Anyway, yeah, Raphael of the four turtles is usually the one who gets the most development in any given adaptation. Like, you know, Leo's the generic, boring leader guy. Michelangelo's the goofy party dude. Donatello's the adorable geek tech wizard. I can probably turn it down. Raphael's the bad boy who is always at odds with the rest of his brothers, and even Master Splinter at sometimes. He's the one that really wants a life on the surface more than anything. He's the most dynamic turtle by and far. If I were to analyze anyone's characters, he's the one who definitely has, well, the most character. So yes, he's probably my favorite turtle as well. Even if he's by far the shittiest character to play as in the first NES TMNT game. Ah, the chat delay. Yeah, maybe I can get you to help me on that. That would be pretty nice. Of course, Raph is also the one who befriends Casey Jones, who's never not entertaining Casey. So, Clade, what version of the Turtles is your favorite, if I may ask? Like, in any medium. In comics, on the TV shows, the movies, in the games, even through the action figures. Like, what's your absolute favorite anything to do with the Turtles? Because I'll be completely honest, I mostly just know them from the video games myself. Yeah, same here. That's probably where everyone else knows them for as well. I did actually view a good chunk of the 2003 adaptation, which, of the 3 television adaptations, was definitely the most grimdark one out of them all. Because everything in the 2000s had to be edgy, you know. I remember it was pretty good, although my memory's a little rusty. I also recall that they did some really disturbing shit with Baxter Stockman, for whatever reason. I mean, most infamously is that he was like a walking, rotting corpse at some point, who kept hallucinating visions of his dead mother. This actually fucking happened. Like, what the hell? Your dad liked the comics, the original Kirk. Yeah, I mostly miss the boat and the Turtles, at least their original incarnation that most of the games are based on. I maybe remember viewing a few episodes of the original back in the day, but my memory is pretty rusty. And from what I understand, a good chunk of it doesn't hold up nowadays, unless you have a good stomach for 80s tunes that were meant to sell toys. Hey, Chiptune Chronicles, thank you for the raid.
It's a shame I might be ending the stream soonish, but I appreciate it nonetheless. You know what? I can go until 12:30. Let's go for that. And here comes Rocksteady. Yeah, it was airing at the same time we were getting anime. You know what? That sounds completely fair. That makes sense. I just wonder... Hey, Chip. Welcome in. Good to see you. I just wonder how different my life would be if I had actually gotten into anime more. Because I always constantly consider myself not a fan of anime. And I'm not sure if I should wear that as a badge of pride or if I should be ashamed by it. I mean, the thing of it is, my favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop, which I feel like is the most basic choice that I could have. It's like saying your favorite movie is The Godfather, or your favorite video game is Chrono Trigger, or your favorite band is, I don't know, The Beatles, Too Boomer. That's true, every person has their own taste, it is what it is. Oh, I hate that charge. Got it. Just barely. Far more into manga. That's also fair. And out goes Shredder. I haven't seen High Score Girl, but I'm familiar with the basic premise. And I know that Guile and Zangief are in it. Or at least Guile was, I forget if Zangief was. But, I don't really know a lot about it otherwise. Oopsies. Ooh, this game gets pretty vicious from the get-go. I mean, if any of you have any good anime recommendations, I'll certainly take it. It's not like I've been completely closed off from the medium. I do have some series and movies under my belt. My opinion on them have just been incredibly mixed across the board. Because, like, I've seen some anime that some people consider classics, and I was like, Monster and Keiji are two ones that I've heard very good about. Those are great suggestions. Psyche K, I don't think I'm familiar with, but I will look into it. Oh, Dynamite. That's a good one. Get over here, you Luke. Ah, yes. I did mean to get to Death Note at some point. Although I universally hear that when the most popular character in Death Note dies, the series kind of gets shitty. Is there any substantiation to this claim, or is that exaggerated? Ah yes, Votoms. Another thing I've heard a lot of good about. From what little I've seen of Gundam, I've only seen 2 old Gundams and 1 new Gundam so far. But I've really enjoyed what I've seen, and I'd definitely like to get on more. Okay, so it is bad at that point. That's unfortunate. But, until then, it sounds like a hell of a ride, so I should consider it. Opinion seems to be mixed on that, yeah. Ow. Oh, great. Boomerangers. Call me the Boomerang Generation. Alright, I guess I should ask this. What is anyone's honest opinion on Neon Genesis Evangelion? Because... Yeah, I did not care for most of Evangelion. At least the original 90s series. Honestly, the first two Rebirth movies were the best thing I had seen out of Evangelion. I need to get to the latter two Rebirths. I know that the third one's really controversial. It's your all-time favorite anime. Well, sorry, Clay, but I got opinions on it. I mean, you probably have better opinions than I do, but... I mean, I gave it an earnest shot. I wanted to see what it was all about. I just don't think a lot of it holds up, to be honest. Shrug, you know? I mean, I really feel like its fame was more of a you-had-to-be-there thing than anything. If you grew up on it, you love it. If you didn't, you're probably going to be in the dark. That's just kind of the feeling I get. That might be a little uninformed, but... that's what I think. And here comes Bebop. Try not to fall into that hole. Ow. Ow. That's around the time when I watched it. That's surprising, Clade. We just interpreted it differently. It is what it is. Chip, I'm not a fan of Akira either. I think it looks and sounds great. The story, absolute goddamn nonsense. That's, and that's what I think of a good chunk of anime. It's just, maybe it's my total bias towards Western animation, but just, I don't know. A good chunk of it just didn't really register with me. Yeah, from what I hear, the way to go with Akira is really to read the manga. The anime adaptation can only do so much, but a lot really gets lost in the translation. At least that's the impression I get myself. Is it Kaiji, Clade? Because that was suggested earlier. Oh, on Netflix. It's probably something else. Well, Bebop killed me. Fan service-y. Oh. Gratuitous fan service is one of my most hated anime tropes. Kaiji doesn't have any fan service. Good! Then I really gotta get to Kaiji. Like, I know where I draw my lines, and anything that just panders to sexual gratification is not something that I personally favor. And that makes me sound like a repressed nerd, which I am, but, you know, I gotta stand on my ground where it counts. Oh yeah, Kaiji gets some pretty intense shit from what I understand. Or is it pronounced Keiji, like Keiji Tang, an awesome voice actor. It's not really pandering. Well, I guess that was a bit of a quick judgment on my end, so... it is what it is. Oh. You know what, that's not really any better. That's, I don't like cringe service either. Okay, so it is Kaiji, gotcha. Is there anything else that I can play for now? Now we're getting up on 12:30 pretty quickly, so... I'm just going to play a little bit of Quarth, and then I think I'm going to close it for the night. Because I like Quarth. There's not really any better explanation for it. There we go. There we are. It's really fun because... Huh. That does sound pretty tragically compelling. Oh. Hey, Clade, if you like Broken People anime, what's your opinion on Text No Lies? If I'm pronouncing that right. Which I hear is maybe the most goddamn depressing anime to ever exist. Oh, don't know Text No Lies. Well, I think it's about, like, a fighter in the future, and nothing goes right for him ever, or, like, I don't know. My memory is hazy on it. I'm not sure exactly. Oh yes, this game is Quarth, also known as Black Hole. It's basically a fusion of a puzzle game and a shmup. Really, you just have to make square shapes out of everything. Or rectangular shapes, rather. And, yeah. You can get more points if you manage to make bigger shapes out of everything like this. Yes, it does have an arcade version. It came from the arcade originally. I think its arcade version is the one that you might know as Black Hole. And, it also got a Game Boy port, and that one we actually did get over here in the West. Surprisingly enough. And you know what? It's a good fit for the Game Boy, if you ask me. Your card shop has a main machine. Oh, nice! What's on this main machine? If you remember. Oh, hey. Bonus. Big points. Very big points. Definitely let me know what some of the obscure games are. Puyo Puyo, excellent! Puyo is a very pure game experience. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. If you shoot a bit too much, it might catch up to you. So you gotta make sure your nerves don't get the better of you. Quite a bit. Does it have Violent Storm or Alien vs. Predator on there? Oops. There we go. I'm gonna do something very stupid. Points! Alright. Great beat-em-ups, those. Oops. That's pretty damn awesome, I gotta say. Oh, hey, it froze the screen. Whew, this game's a real rush. Ta-da! Ah, Shadow over Mystara. Not my favorite Capcom beat-em-up, but it is one that I think works better than others with partners to play it with. Which I never have, so that explains why I'm not a big fan of it. Alrighty, it just turned 12:30, and I got a day job tomorrow, so I just gotta roll with it. But thank you all for stopping into this somewhat hastily concocted stream. I'll hope to be here tomorrow at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Central, or is it 9 p.m. Central? Yeah, it's 9 p.m. I can't do time zones, crap. But I will see you all tomorrow. You take care and have a good night.